We all know that Microsoft has acquired 7 studios in the last year and a few months. They've gone out and got studios like Playground Games, Undead Labs, Ninja Theory, Obsidian Entertainment, and In Exile, to name a few. All of these studios have world-class talent attached to them. Well, they'll use those talents to create amazing games for the Xbox platform. And while we all know that all of these studios were making a lot of unannounced projects when they were acquired, there's still this false narrative being pushed by people that these studios aren't making anything and that they won't make anything for Xbox in several years. Not to mention the negative fear-mongering that these studios aren't innovating anything and are only going to make small games for Xbox Game Pass. You might have seen this narrative being thrown around, but like always, those narratives are utterly crushed with a simple interview by an Xbox executive. And that executive is Aaron Greenberg, who shines some light on exactly what these new studios are working on. He also goes into how surprised he's been by the creative freedom and innovation that these new studios have. Not to mention the massive amount of content being worked on by these new studios. So let's dive into this interview, which really does close the lid on a lot of these negative fear-mongering so-called Xbox fans. But before I do that, if you like the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, but enough of that, let's get into this article, which does shine a lot of light on exactly what these new studios are working on, which, as everyone that's paid attention to the news for the last couple of months, is a lot. As we've talked about before, we know that a lot of these new studios that Xbox has acquired has hired a lot of creative talent to their studios. This luxury wasn't capable by a lot of these studios, especially ones like In Exile and Ninja Theory, where a lot of those studios were always trying to make great games but also keep the lights on. But now that they're a part of the Microsoft and Xbox family, it's incredibly exciting to see what they're all capable of. And that's exactly what Aaron Greenberg talks about when he starts off the interview by saying this. For me, it's just been incredibly exciting to go to each of these studios and to open the door at Ninja Theory or walk in at Obsidian and walk around and meet the teams and see what's in the works. Across all the different teams, what I can say is that there's all kinds of projects that people largely know about, and then there's typically multiple other things they're working on that nobody knows about. In every case, it's really diverse, really exciting projects. I've been pleasantly surprised by how much innovation and how many things are being made. I think people are going to see before too long just how much content is coming. Those are just from the new studios that we've acquired. I think we have a lot to surprise fans with and a lot to share over the next year. Now, of course, walking into a new studio and seeing what those creative minds have cooking up must be pretty awesome, but the best part about this quote is what Greenberg talks about: the diverse games that will be coming to Xbox. As a gamer, I always love playing new games and seeing new experiences that really change the gaming industry, and it would seem that a lot of the new talent that's joined the Xbox game studio family has been hard at work at that. Now, of course, a lot of people will say that the content being made is only made for Xbox Game Pass service that Xbox provides to gamers, and they'll try to paint that in a negative light for some reason. But for me, that's such an exciting prospect because I'll be able to play these games on a service I have and probably will never get rid of. Not to mention, it's a service that constantly needs content on it for people to feel the need to stay subscribed. So it's in the best interest of Microsoft to keep making quality games to put on the service, which is great for gamers because all we want is great content to play. And at the end of this quote, Greenberg says they'll provide a lot more information in the next year about these secret projects, and this is just from the new studios they have brought into the fold. If you look at everything from a wide scale, it does show that Xbox is going to be providing a lot of content for gamers for years to come. And that's exactly what Greenberg says when he states this. You can expect more new games, you can expect sequels, you can expect new IP, you can expect things you've never thought of. That's the fun part of it. Ninja Theory, when we met them, were like, hey, we have this project in development before you guys acquired us. This multiplayer character shooter brawler Bleeding Edge. Wow, we didn't expect that. Tamim Antionadis, who worked on Hellblade, his team is off working on something else, and we haven't talked about that yet. At Obsidian, there's the team working on The Outer Worlds, a team working on Pillars, and a team working on another secret project. Now, this is exactly what most Xbox fans have been salivating at. New games from new studios, not to mention great sequels from these studios. And it would seem that we're getting all of that. Now, of course, we're getting games that are already in development, be it new games like Bleeding Edge or secret projects like the Hellblade team is working on. But the great thing about all this is that these studios are working on multiple projects and will be given the time to make those. And time in this industry means money, which provides offices, computers, developers, budget, resources, everything you can think of. A lot of these studios weren't able to develop a lot of these games they're able to develop now because of the budget restraints they had. And it would seem that Microsoft understands that and is providing these teams with everything they need to make these new games. All of this information does seem like a huge departure of what's being talked about by all of these so-called gamers that have been trying to besmirch Xbox's brand. Instead, it would seem that Xbox is giving these developers everything they need to create what they want, be it a sequel to a respected game that's had success for the studio, or it's a new IP that will bring more diversity to the Xbox platform. No matter how you look at this, it will provide a lot of positive content for all gamers. And Greenberg doesn't stop there, as this interview was filled with a lot of information. Here's what else he had to say. And in Exile, there's the Wasted Land 3 team. There's a team working on another thing. We don't just have new IP. What we've done is taken a collection of some of the greatest creative minds in the industry and given them freedom and the resources to go do what they want to create. And then we really let them do that independently. We support them every way we can, and then we have them come back with those creations when they're ready to work out the right time to show them. To me, this is the single greatest quote from that whole interview because it shows the confidence that Microsoft has in their new studios. But most of all, it shows that Xbox isn't going to rush any game out from these new studios. Instead, they'll provide them the time and resources to make the best possible game these studios can make. Not to mention, Greenberg confirms new IPs, but also that they've got some of the greatest creative minds in these studios working. As an Xbox fan, this is exactly what I wanted to hear from them. I wanted Xbox to take a step back and reevaluate how they've been making their games as of late. Because over the last couple of years, they've really rushed some games out that really shouldn't have been released before they were ready. Games like Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, and State of Decay 2, where these games should have been given another year or so to really be fine-tuned. But since Xbox didn't have that many first-party studios to fill in the rest of the year with quality games, these games were forced out and not given the right amount of budget and time to be something special. And while Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2 had great patches and more content, the point still stands. But after playing Gears 5, which to me is the game of the generation, you can see that Xbox is turning over a new leaf, it would seem, because that game was polished and had so much content, not to mention its performance was one of the best I've seen in a game. And now that Xbox has 15 studios to pick and choose from, they're able to have some studios take an extra year on a game, or give a studio more money so they're able to really fine-tune a game that's just not quite ready for release. But the best part about all of this is that all of this just provides more content to gamers in general. No matter who you are, you'll be able to play all of these great games coming on your Xbox console or your PC through Xbox Game Pass. Now that to me is the greatest value a publisher can provide their gamers. Constant content that's been given the time and resources to be made into something special. And you throw in the diversity that these studios provide and you have such a great experience on the Xbox platform. You'll have strategy games, third-person action adventure, RPG, first-person shooters, third-person shooters. You name it, Xbox is probably going to provide it. That to me is what makes this interview so exciting. No matter what type of gamer you are, you'll have something to play, and if you're like me, you'll probably play all of it. But enough about what I think about this. Tell me what you think about this. Does this interview get you excited about Xbox's future? What new IPs do you think Greenberg is talking about? Which studio are you most excited for? Do you think Xbox will buy more studios? What type of game do you wish Xbox is making next? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit that subscribe button and that like button. Any support helps the channel out more than you know. And you could also follow me on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my videos. Also, follow me on Mixer. The link will be in the description. I recently started streaming on Mixer because I find the community a lot more engaging and fun. So if you want to hang out and chat with me, I'm very active with my chat and always playing games. I'll hope to see you guys there. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.